Alright, this is the office chair and a small review for the office chair. So as you can see, the whole sides are all plastic with no padding. You do get a mesh back that will let you breathe. There's no adjustable lumbar support. The wheels here are all plastic, and the only feature you have is if you pull this out, you can rock back and forth. You put it in, it locks it at 90 degrees, and then of course this is max height, but you can, if you sit on it, you can lower it, higher it, or change the height. And you do have an adjustable headrest. So I'd say this is, it's also very light, and the padding is, pretty thin. It's a very inexpensive chair, and it reflects that. Building it was also a little hard because the instructions weren't super great, and all of the screws were all in one bag instead of being labeled, so I just had to lay them all out, and they were all, pretty much the same size, but you could, looking at the instructions, like, okay, well, there's 4 25 millimeters and then 2 25 millimeters. And then you would look, okay, well, there's 2 that have a different end cap that are the same size. So those are the 2. So it was a little weird to build that way. I've never seen it quite lackadaisical like that. But it looks nice, and it feels perfectly fine sitting on it for an hour or two. But this cushion is going to flatten to be very uncomfortable very quick. So I'd say this would be like a very premium guest chair. If you have like a home office or something like that, and maybe your significant other sometimes is in the office, or it's like a gaming room and sometimes friends come over, or if you have a business and you want a fancy kind of like guest chair, or they might be using like their laptops or something, this would be fine. You use it half an hour. But if you're looking for, something cheap to use 7 to 8 hours a day every day, I'd say look locally for used options that might not look as good at this price point, but will be much more comfortable than this. But it does feel it fills a niche, and I've seen chairs that are worse than this for more price. And it's like 120 Canadian right now, mid-December 2025. It's a decent value for that price, but I'd say you need to go a little higher if you want, a comfortable chair that you can use all day.
So I've been using this chair for, I don't know, maybe about 2 weeks. And in the last week, it has really started to get noisy. And I'm really not sure if the chair is safe anymore. So I'm not moving, right? So it's not making any sound. I don't know about this chair. That actually sounds pretty quiet compared to how it's been. And I don't really know that putting grease or anything like that would be a good idea, because it seems to be like making those sounds where the screws have actually gone into the seat of the chair. So I'm a little bit worried that if I greased it or oiled it in some way, that it could cause the screws to loosen. I don't think a new chair should sound like that. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to add that to the review.